It is Thursday, August 29th, 2024. This is another edition of Baseball Today, presented to you by 5 Hour Energy. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I'm Chris Rose, producer Dan, along for the ride as well. If my voice sounds a little froggy, that's because I got up at 2:15 this morning to take my beautiful fur baby, Sydney, outside. Not once, but twice. So I only went back to bed from like 6:20 to 8 a.m. or something. So if I don't have that real range, we can blame the dog today.
You kind of sound like a rock star right now. I like it, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get that gravel in your voice, if you will. I'm also not feeling great. So me and Sydney are like on the same wavelength here.
Oh, shit. No, but let me correct this. You might feel like shit. She feels fine. She just wanted to go outside and bark for 10 minutes while I stood out there in my underwear. It's the best feeling ever. It was great.
Okay.
Not ideal. Not ideal. Anyway, you know what is ideal? If you need a little, boost of energy, today's show is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. 5 Hour Energy shots, they help you feel alert and energized. It's packed with vitamins, nutrients, and about as much caffeine as the leading premium coffee. And here's the nice thing, contains 0 sugar. So you'll drink it in seconds, you'll feel it in minutes, it'll last for hours. All you have to do is head on over to 5hourenergy.com. Use that number, 5hourenergy.com, and the code is JOHNBOY to save 20% on your first order. So if your dog got you up in the middle of the night and you need something to get you through the rest of the day, like some people around here, go get your 5 Hour Energy. And don't forget about getting your 5 Hour Energy question of the week in by tonight so we can use it on Friday's show. Okay? We're going to start off with the tip of the cap. Well. Chicago White Sox, I don't know how you do it, but you got done in by Travis Jankowski, who may have given us the catch of the year on Wednesday.
All right, the 1-2. That's in the air left field. That's trouble. Jankowski back, and he made the catch! Oh my goodness, what a grab!
Took a walk-off homer away from Andrew Vaughn. So I suppose the tip of the cap to the champs. But man, oh man, you want to pull your hat over your eyes if you're the White Sox.
A walk-off homer, getting that taken away from you. That's a career highlight that just all of a sudden is an out, a negative on your batting average and your OPS and all that stuff. So it's tough. But that was those catches. Sometimes outfielders make them look easy, but think about how far that ball traveled. You're talking about 340 feet, 350 feet. High in the air, you're running, you're timing it perfectly, you're jumping up onto a fence that has 2 different materials, padding and then chain link, and then getting up there, and everything has to be perfect. And he made it. I mean, that was something, man.
Yeah, the reactions of everybody, from Andrew Chafin to guys in the Rangers dugouts to fans there on the
Chafin
south
owes
side.
him a few beers.
Yeah, he does. That's what they said on the broadcast, and that is accurate. All right, we're going to get it going with a guy we talk about a lot, but there was another chapter in the amazing journey of Shohei Ohtani. It was Shohei bobblehead day, but not only with just Shohei, but his dog Decoy. So fans were lined up, in some cases, 11 or 12 hours before first pitch. I was reading. You can see it ran like thousands deep by the time the Dodgers players were showing up. Look at this. Look at this crowd that wanted these bobbleheads. And we understand it. We saw it earlier this year when they released one of just Shohei. Now we got Shohei and Decoy, his world-famous dog. Not only that, Decoy had a chance to throw out the first pitch. So we were wondering, how's this going to work? A cute little dog is out there on the mound. Shohei shows it. He grabs the ball and runs it all the way to Shohei at home plate. Apparently, it took the dog 3 weeks to learn how to do this. It would take me 3 years to figure out how to do that. That is great work. Oh, and by the way, when Shohei stepped to the plate in the first inning.
Down the stretch, another 1-2 to Ohtani. He launches one to right field. It sends Santander back. Shohei Ohtani meeting the moment, reading the room, and leaving the yard.
Meeting the moment, reading the room, and the yard.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's damn good, Joe Davis. By the way, was it like ass out throwing his bat at it?
Typically, I would say, dang, he's got that good Japanese wood, but I think, what does he swing? He swings is it Marucci or is it Chandler?
Dude, you're asking the wrong guy.
They sound different, dude. I'm sorry. That sounds like a freaking shotgun going off. And yeah, I don't know who else in the big leagues can swing like that and then send the ball over the fence. He's just strong, man. He's a big, strong person who can manipulate, that force into his barrel like nobody else can. So yeah, he's something else.
Yeah, so he joined A-Rod as the only guys in history with 42 homers, 42 steals. Well, yes, go ahead.
We have to say this. Los Angeles Dodgers, the organization, do not make everybody line up like that. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Like that's not an enjoyable experience. I get it. Like those people, I believe you have to usually buy a ticket package to get the bobblehead. Now, I don't know if that's the case here, if they were just giving it to the first whatever fans.
It was the first 40,000 and the place seats about 54.
Stop it. Make 60,000 of them. And everybody gets one, so you don't have. This is ridiculous. People probably had to call off work to get down there. I don't like that at all. Now, what they've been doing is they've been adding like 2 or 3 gold additions to these things, like rare. Like that's great. Do that. That's awesome. That makes people want to come. But why limit it? What's 40,000 or 60,000? Like you got it.
Yeah,
you got it.
Yeah. So I think actually there were 2,000 gold Shohei and decoy bobbleheads that were available.
Whatever it is, dude. I'm just saying, don't make people line up like this. Like it's ridiculous.
So producer Dan, did we ever find out like what one of those is going for on eBay or anything? Okay, he's going to look right now. In the meantime, we'll continue the discussion. You can just throw it in the chat, Dan. So Shohei is obviously the most popular player we've got going in this sport because of his global reach and everything else. I mean, I don't think other people are lining up. Fans are lining up like this for a different kind of bobblehead. And I don't remember it in recent times. Like, so he is the most famous player in this sport since.
I think the easy answer is Ichiro because he was famous in the U.S. and in Japan. So, he had the multinational thing going on. But I think I have a better answer. Then I kind of want to talk about it a little bit more. I think Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, like that was the pinnacle of baseball, I think, in the U.S. Like that summer of '98 when they were chasing the home run record, everybody knew it. It was like stop in your tracks, cut in on pretty much any TV to go to these at bats. And I don't think we've seen anything like that since. I don't even think Shohei's there. And the other point I wanted to make is I don't think Shohei can get there. We're a different society now. Like cell phones were like not a thing back then. The internet was basically not a thing back then. People were still getting all of their, entertainment from the television or, the movie screens or the radio. So like there was just less going on. Now we have so much going on. I think it's impossible for Shohei to reach those heights. It's impossible. Like there's too much going on. There's too many things to look at now. So I don't think he'll ever reach that level of like national prominence here. I hope he does. That'd be great for our game. But I think that's my answer. I think it's since Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa.
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty accurate from this standpoint. When the home run chase of '98 was going on, the world was stopping to watch and see, could somebody get past 61? And then how high could it go? And I remember that it was actually the home run that McGwire hit against Steve Traxel, I believe, 1998. That was a game that was picked up by Big Fox. It was a Tuesday night, and everybody cleared the schedule. It felt like the entire world was watching. Well, these days, you don't have to stop what you're doing. You can just take this wherever you want. And if you want to tune in for 2 minutes, 5 minutes to an important thing, the thing is that Shohei's popularity is more than a moment. And I think that's where we are with him. Like he is as popular as it goes. And, we talked with Vinny Pasquantino when he was a member of Team Italy last year in the World Baseball Classic. He had a chance to play in Japan against Japan in the quarterfinals, I guess it was. And he was like, I've never seen anything like it. He said, you can't go 3 feet over there without being inundated by something of Shohei. So however big we think it is here, it is eons bigger over there.
Yeah. I agree. I think he's a massive star. There's no doubt about it. I guess in Japan, yes, it's different. I was more speaking, on a US level.
Yes.
I just don't know if anybody's ever going to get to that level of stardom again. I really don't.
As far as the bobbleheads go, Dan did a little quick research. Regular one going for $300 to $400. The gold one, though, $1,200 to $1,500. Some listings as high as $7,000 for a gold one.
One of my neighbors got the first time go around. He got
that.
one of the special ones as well.
The gray ones? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just telling Dodgers, what are we doing? Come on, man. What is you doing, baby? Like, make 60,000.
Yeah, they're whatever the cost difference is between the 40 and 60, they're doing just fine.
You know what Shohei should do? Just ball out and be like, hey, I'll pay for the extra 20.
Ooh.
And just, how you want to make yourself endeared to a fan base? Let me make sure everybody gets one. How much could that cost? For real. Let's just say it's 20. You have to do another 20,000.
Yeah.
And just say those things cost them at that large of scale. I don't know. Even if it's $10.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? 200. That's
200.
200,000.
Yeah. I'm with you, dude. Yeah, I don't know what they cost. 10, 15, 20. Who knows what they are? But
it's probably like 5.
And my guess, the more you order, the more it goes down.
Don't get mad at me, Dodgers. I'm just spitting facts over here.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right. Let's move on to the Houston Astros. They salvaged something. Spencer Arrighetti took a no-hitter into the 8th. Why are you shaking your head?
No, go on. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I was just going to
the turnaround from some of these guys with the Astros is amazing.
Yeah, he's really been at the top of the list. There's no question about it. Career high in strikeouts. But as far as the guy who supplied the power display, a familiar face.
Chazzy Fizz followed up by Yordan with a smash to center. 3 in a row! The big man is on fire. 3 straight home runs, a laser beam over the wall in center.
Yeah, that was like a 4-iron to dead central. So he's got 28 homers on the year. OPS around 960. I don't know. Have we forgotten how good Yordan is? Because I feel like we've barely mentioned him this season.
I don't think anyone's forgotten how good he is. I think he was a victim of the slow start syndrome that a lot of the Astros had. Yainer Diaz, since June has been crazy, but before that wasn't very good. The Astros, June 18th, 10 games back of the Seattle Mariners. So we kind of put them back in our rear view, and then they started making noise, and then everyone was like, okay, obviously they're going to be in contention, and now they're, have a decent sized lead in that division. But I think that's kind of what it was. He didn't get off to a great start either. At the end of May, 792 OPS, which is a dang good OPS for most people, not for Yordan. He's a career mid-9s guy. And then since June 1st, see Rosie, up until August 28th, they've gone 42 and 25 in those games. He's 346, 444, 671 for the 1.1. So he's having a year on par with all of the rest of his years. So I guess I don't know why we haven't talked about him more.
I can tell you why.
Tell me. I don't know.
I think it's because he makes the extraordinary feel ordinary. He is so consistent.
Yeah.
And consistency in this sport will get you to Cooperstown, but sometimes it doesn't get you a ton of headlines. He has not hit 40 homers in a year yet. He's driven in 100 runs one time. So not that that's a huge stat anymore, but sometimes it is fun when you go to Baseball Reference and you see that a guy's had over a 10-year span, 100. It's still fun to see. I don't care what anybody says in terms of the importance. It's visually pleasing. He just is so solid when he gets to the plate. Lefties, righties, it does not matter what you throw up there because he's going to hit it, and he's going to hit it hard. But once you expect something out of somebody, Like when Aaron Judge hits it, it's still remarkable because how hard he freaking hits everything on the screws. And with Yordan, we did see it last night. But sometimes we just, I don't know. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, he had another 2 or 3 hit night, or in the case of Wednesday, 4.
I used to say that about Mike Trout all the time. Playing against him, you'd be like, this guy's the greatest player ever. Like, I guess I just don't get it. But then when you looked at his season at the end of the year, you're like, oh my God, those numbers are insane. And Yordan, like you mentioned, it's very true. Same kind of way. He hasn't had more than 8 homers in a month. Hasn't had more than 19 is his most runs driven in a month, but he's consistently right there.
Right
and
there.
Again, when you look up at the end of the year and you've put together, 6, 7 homer months, that gets you to 40. Like that's kind of what Trout used to do. Just consistent over and over. Kind of made you, like you mentioned, just okay. And then, like I said, at the end of the year, you're like, I can't believe that that's the kind of season he had.
It's a little bit like the being baseball's version of Tim Duncan, who was so great. I mean, one of the great players in NBA history, but his nickname was incredible, the Big Fundamental, because he just did everything so well, right? He could shoot a jumper. He didn't shoot 3-pointers back in the day. That's not the way the game was played by big men at that point. But he could pass. He could rebound. He was a great defender, but he made everything look effortless. So it just felt the same way when Yordan is at the plate.
I'm looking up something real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What do you got?
Well, I was going to say, to me, he's the guy that you can rely on 100% in the postseason. I didn't know the numbers, but I feel like he's like the guy. Career 949 OPS in the postseason.
That's no joke. How many homers does he have?
12 in 58 games. Yeah. Guy's a menace, dude.
He is
an absolute menace.
He is.
What though?
Huh.
I gotta dog him a little bit. I can't dog him. I'm
not
that guy.
Dog him.
3 World Series, 692 OPS.
Okay, well,
let's go, Yordan.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, do you want to be a tailgate champion? Win $10,000 for the ultimate football tailgate. All you have to do is enter the 5-Hour Energy Tailgate Championship Sweepstakes. You could have a chance to win $10,000 toward your tailgate. You'll find out more at 5. That's the number 5, hewin.com. Once again, we told you earlier about 5-Hour Energy. It is quick, it is simple, it is effective. You'll drink it in seconds, feel it in minutes, and have it last for hours. It's got 0 sugar, but it is packed with B vitamins and amino acids, so it provides a feeling of alertness and energy right away. Shots are portable, they're convenient, they're on the go, and they'll give you that feeling of energy whenever you need it, plus a wide range of flavors. So learn more at 5hewin.com. There's no purchase necessary, but this ends on October, so that is October 31st of 2024. See full official rules for details, how to enter without purchase at 5hewin.com. And shop now at 5hourenergy.com to find your favorite flavor today and get that little pick-me-up as well. Chris Sale has been picking up the Atlanta Braves all season long. Sorry, Plouffe. They continue to take it to your Minnesota Twins. I believe 5-1 was the final in this one. Picked up his 15th win. So how surprised are you that Chris Sale, now in his mid-30s, has rekindled the magic?
I'm watching these highlights right now. It's very difficult. You and I are on the same page right now. We're just looking at our team going, what's going on, guys?
This is about Chris Sale. Let's make it about Chris Sale.
I'm sorry. How surprised am I? Considering that, he's like fully healthy this year, I'm probably not as surprised as many other people because I've just seen this guy dominate when he's healthy. And, since 2019, he hasn't been healthy necessarily. He went through the Tommy John. He had other stuff going on. He's a different breed, dude. He just isn't like any other pitcher in all of baseball. Though I just read an article about how Sean Manaea is trying to copy Chris Sale, and that's why he's been so good, which is awesome. But I'm honestly not that surprised. You give a guy like this a full bill of health. He's one of our generation's most dominant pitchers, my generation's most dominant pitchers. You're a different generation, Chris.
Thank
One
you.
of my generation's most dominant pitchers. So I'm not that surprised. And then the thing that I'll go back to is guys like him. You want to see them make adjustments at the end of their career. Usually it's because the velo is gone. His velo is actually back up to where it had been, so that helps. But, he starts to change, how he throws. He's finally starting to throw his slider a little bit more than his four-seam fastball, which is new for him. He found a new changeup, so he's tinkering. And given like his body type and the way he throws and how different it is, when you mix those things together, like he has the ability to continue to do this for quite some time. I think Atlanta saw that and was obviously very smart to not only, trade for him, but then extend him right away as well. They're reaping the benefits. I mean, this guy's triple crowning it right now, Chris. It's been awesome. I'm not that surprised, to be honest with you.
I am pleasantly surprised for him because I thought that one of two things was going to happen with him. Either he wouldn't be able to get through a full season, which was probably number one on the list. And number two, he hadn't been good in a full season since 2018, since he was the last man standing on the mound and helping the Red Sox knock off the Dodgers in the World Series. Like that was the last time that there have been spurts where he's been good, but certainly not in a full season. So you're talking about a long time. I'm not talking about 18 months or even 2 years. We're talking about 6 years it had been since he was kind of at the top of his game on a consistent, healthy basis. So for him to do this, man, that is impressive. And we talked a few weeks ago about Hall of Fame, and we both think that he'll be there as long as the writers are willing to kind of adjust some of the big numbers that you usually look at with starting pitchers. But he's the biggest reason why the Braves have, stuck around in the wild card chase, and now are trying to solidify themselves as the number 3 wild card.
He had a torn UCL,
Mm-hmm.
a right rib stress fracture, a fracture left pinky finger. That's his throwing hand. And then he broke his wrist on a bike. I remember that now.
Yep.
So I don't know. He's just different to me. He's not like those regular parents. He's a cool parent.
I kind of like that. He's a cool parent. That's kind of cute. In the meantime, the Arizona Diamondbacks, whose hat I am donning, they continued their second half surge. They got a grandiose performance from one Corbin Carroll.
Second, Perdomo at first. Corbin hits it high in the air. It's a fly ball to right field, and it's gone. He did it again.
You got that right, Steve Berthium. He did it again. He had homered earlier in the game. He's on a homer hot streak right now. So was that a bigger swing for the Arizona Diamondbacks or a bigger miss for Edwin Diaz and the Mets?
So I think it was a bigger swing for the Diamondbacks because I believe they have their sights set on the division. I don't think they care about the wild card. I think they really want to go out and win that division. They want to get ahead and top the Dodgers and, have the flag waving in the outfield, all those things, because, they swept them last year in the playoffs. But I think a lot of people are, saying, oh, that's a one-time thing. The Diamondbacks don't believe that. So I think keeping pace with the Dodgers is very important for them. So I think it was big for them. And the Mets are going through this very difficult, 10-game part of their schedule is Baltimore. Who was it? Baltimore, San Diego, and now Arizona. And they're sitting right now at 5-4. If they've already secured, an even split right there. I think they're happy with that because now that after that, their schedule lightens up. They go to Chicago for 3, Boston, Cincy, Toronto. I think they can turn the Jets on, make up some games at that point. But when they're looking at this 10-game set, sure, do they want to win it? And they had the chance to do that today, go 6-4 in it. I think that they understand that they're not going to go clean through all these games. So I'll go bigger swing for Arizona as they try to keep pace with the Dodgers.
Well, we're going to talk much more extensively about the Arizona Diamondbacks on tomorrow's show because they open up a 4-gamer at home against the Los Angeles Dodgers, and that could end up being a blast. Really, really fun. Boy, isn't this the second time where Edwin Diaz has gotten his teeth kicked in late in a game recently? You can't, when they're now 4 out of the wild card chase. You cannot have this happen. You just cannot. And if my Mets are going to get back in this thing, they did such a good job crawling back right after I had proclaimed them DOA on May 29th, and they crawled all the way back, and I took a lot of crap on social media, and certainly I deserved it because they held a playoff spot. Ever since then, they've been sinking just a little bit. And the Diamondbacks and the Padres were playing out of their gourd to begin the second half, and that's pretty much continued. And then the Braves, whom we were worried, my God, are they even going to make it? Well, they start a series with the Phillies tonight, and they're only 5 back in the division. So
yeah, I think I love it. I want these races to be tight. I think the Mets just want to keep it close with the Braves because they do have the 3-game set, second to last series against them with a chance to, basically make or break their playoff chances.
Yeah, but you don't want to have to treat those
no, but I want it to
as playoff games. No, what I'm saying is that you don't want to be down 4 with 2 series to go.
No, but like I said, their schedule opens up a little bit. This going 6-4 in these 10 games. If you asked Mets fans or even the Mets clubhouse, you guys want that? They'd be like, yes, we'll take 6-4, and then we'll go and play the Chicago White Sox. They will love that.
Okay.
So they got to win today.
Yeah. It's a rough one, Metsies. I didn't even check in on Jolly after that one. That's where living on the East Coast is a real kick in the you-know-what. Not because, listen.
You think he was sleeping?
No. Would you? No. He's a grown-ass man, and he loves his Mets. And
that's
so they're
late, though, man. You're talking about that's like a midnight thing.
I know. That's what makes it worse is that you pour that much time and energy into a game that you've been leading the whole, most of the way. You come back and and then all of a sudden that happens. And you're like, I stayed up all night. I cost myself sleep to watch that.
Then you'll have nightmares about it. Love that. It's perfect for Jolly.
I wonder who got less sleep last night, Chris Rose or Jolly Olive. I have to text him. See how he's doing on that. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I would like to find out. All right. Before we get out of here, this is kind of fun. Phillies decided their fantasy football draft order. At the bank, everybody gets golf shots closest to the pin. And since they didn't have a pin available, they used their team therapist dressed in catcher's garb to be the guy out there, JT Realmuto, who apparently is an outstanding golfer, will pick first in that draft. But recently, the Oakland A's did kind of a cool one as well, where they all went up into the bleachers and threw a baseball closest to the target there. That's all pretty good. Which one of those is a better way to decide your fantasy football draft order?
I don't know. I don't really like either of them.
I'd
like to participate in both of them. It seems fun, but I feel like you can get a little bit more creative than that. The golf one kind of makes me feel a little awkward because I think baseball players have just terrible golf swings, and I know I do too. When I watch my golf swing, I get so upset with myself. Like, why do you look like that? It's such a baseball looking swing. All those guys have it. So when I saw those swings, even JT's, by the way, you're just like, dang, like, come on, guys. Like the tempo's not there. That's just the tempo's out.
Well, Harper,
and then the other one, I guess I'll go with the A's. I like the A's better because I like the fact that they climbed up Mount Davis and did that whole thing. I like that.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. I saw one online. They determined it by who ran the fastest 40-yard dash.
Yeah, I like stuff like that. Obviously, they really can't do that. Maybe I don't know.
No, you can't do that with professional.
It'd be fun to do like who can finish a crossword puzzle the fastest, or something to use your brain a little bit.
Yeah, instead of a random.
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
Although some of the dumb guys are like, no way, bro, no way.
That's actually a good idea. Crossword, but then we have to send it. See, like all of our people live all over the country. How many leagues are you in? I know I went to the draft.
I'm in 2. You're not allowed to the draft.
What?
No.
Why?
Well, it was supposed to be like just the guys, but I brought you, and then they think I won the league because of you.
Did you win?
I did.
Hold on, and Brady Rose didn't get a cut of that?
Huh?
Brady Rose did not get a cut of your Plouffe.
What does he want? I barely won any money. This league is just not like a big money league. What do you want? Like $5?
What do you mean? There's a bunch of big ballers in that league.
I want it to be worth more. They don't do it, dude. I can't believe it.
So wait a second. I've been banned, and Brady, we kept texting Brady to see who we should take, and he kept telling us some guys, and you were like, oh, that's stupid. But apparently it helped out a little bit. So
we had some tough picks. We had some tough picks in that. I want to say that right now.
I know there were. So now you're not going to help out a starving college kid?
I will. I'll send Brady whatever. I'll send Brady a bottle of alcohol.
Don't do that, please. No, we're not doing that. Laundry
college,
money,
bro.
Laundry money is fine.
Find some Chipotle money.
You know what? How about this? Everybody leave a comment. What should Trevor Plouffe send my son, who is a freshman in college, as a thank you for helping him win the league?
Will.
I can't believe
first of all, I believe I did talk to you and Brady after I won the whole thing. You acted surprised like you didn't know.
Well, this is what happens. First of all, I've got foggy brain this morning because I barely slept. But I also tend to forget things that are outstanding in my life and just remember the nightmarish thing.
I'm in 2 leagues. I don't want to be in any leagues. I have the fantasy football. Like, I'm out on it.
I'm only in 1 league with my family. That's it. And I stink at it. I'm so bad. Last year I won the first 3 games, and then I lost everyone until the last week. I'm so bad at this stuff. I'm an idiot. All right. We are back at it again on Friday. Do not forget to get your 5-hour energy question of the weekend by tonight so we can make somebody famous on Friday's show. We'll break down, I'm sure, Phillies, Braves, get you set for Diamondbacks and Dodgers. A lot of good stuff getting ready to roll this weekend. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Friday here on Baseball Today, presented to you by 5-Hour Energy.